Hey, this is Ralph, and in this video I want to show you how easy it is to kind of plan a layout for your web page. And there's all kinds of tools you could do this, and a lot of web design professionals would likely use something like Photoshop to plan the layout of their website, but I don't think you have to be that fancy to start off with. And might as well use a tool that you most likely already have on your computer. Of course, you could sketch this out with pen and paper, but I'm going to use Microsoft Word here because a lot of us already have Microsoft Word on our machines, and it's pretty easy to do. So I've got a brand new document here. I'm not even going to really save it, but I'm going to go ahead and change my page layout orientation to landscape, and I'm going to zoom out just a bit so kind of everything fits on here. I know it makes it kind of small on the screen, but have that sized so that I can see the whole document. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and set my margins to narrow, and I will put a border on there. I'll just do a page border, just a box. That'll be fine. Make it a little bit thicker just so it's easier to see for the whole document. And I'll just kind of pretend that this is the boundary of my desktop monitor, so to speak. And then I'm going to go super simple here, and I'm going to be using a lot of shapes tools. So I'll go to Insert Shapes, and I can do rectangles, or I could actually do text boxes also. Text boxes tend to work out pretty well. But I'll do a shape, and I'll just do a rectangle, and I'll just go ahead and draw in a shape up here that might represent the header portion of my web page. Something like that. And you could change the colors for the fill if you'd like. I'll keep it. You could change or get rid of the border. If I don't want a border, just say no outline, or you could have a different color. I'll go and choose no outline for now. And that's my basic shape. Now you could just do insert shape, or if you put your cursor right on the border, you get that four-way move handle. And if I hold down my control key while I click and drag, I can make copies of this, and I just kind of line it up by eye, and Word will help you out. So now I've got two of them, and then I can bring this down, and now I've got a sidebar. And I can click on this border with my mouse, click and hold my control key, drag to the right. Now I've got this other box. Click on here, size that out. There we go. If I want to do a footer, I can bring this up a little bit. Bring that one up a little bit. I think they're about lined up. Take this one, hold down my control key, bring it right about there. Let go of the mouse, let go of the control key. Size that up a bit. A little bit down. There you go. And by the way, when one of these is active, you can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Let me just show you this. So if I click on this, I can press my down arrow key, up arrow key, left and right in order to size that a little bit more precisely as well. But that's the basics for just maybe creating a web page layout. And it just took me a couple of minutes using some shapes and features in Microsoft Word. Now you could go a step further and you could start to put in where mock text might be. So let me do this. I'm going to hold down my Shift key and I'm going to select all four of these. See, I just click on the arrow, click on the first one, hold down my Shift key, and I can select all of them. And then I can change the shape fill to something a little lighter, change different colors. There we go. I'll go back to this kind of light peach orange color there. And you could do some basic things. If you right click on a particular shape, you could add some text, and you could mark in, this is going to be the obviously the top banner. You can't read that text, so I will select it, change my text color, something a little bit more noticeable, change the font size. There we go. So there's my top banner, and I could put in sidebar and stuff like that. If you wanted to give the illusion, well, gee, what might my vertical navigation menu buttons look like? Let me just make that a little bit wider. I could insert some more shapes. I'll do another little rectangle, make myself a button, or what looks like a button. So, okay, I'm happy with that. Just using my control key. Just keep making some more. I'm holding down my control key, letting go of my mouse, letting go of my control key, and then I'm doing it again. And you could spend a little time lining those up. And let me show you one more trick that you might use with this. Right now, this is basically a shape, and it's not as easy to add text. I know you're saying, well, just right-click and add text, but let's try this anyway. Let's see what happens if I want to give a bunch of mock text, lorem ipsum text. I'm going to type in a word function, equals, and you can't read this, so let me go ahead and make my font different looking so you can see that nice and clear. I will change it over to a black text and go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So you see that insertion point, equals lorem parentheses. I'm going to do 2, 5, closing parentheses. So what this means is I'm going to get some lorem ipsum text, 2 paragraphs, 5 sentences each. And as soon as I press enter, there we go. I've got that mock text. And I probably could have gone a little bit more, but I will select this. I'll do left alignment. And there we go. So now you can kind of show this mock text. And by the way, print designers, web designers, whenever they want to do mock text, this is a good way to go, because then you can show a client, or just yourself, you can show a client how text is going to appear in that web page without them being distracted by what the text actually reads. So that's why we use this kind of text. And that's just a little feature built right into Word. So now you have a reasonable looking web page layout, and you can print copies out of this, show them to clients, and just you could make little sketching notes to yourself about color schemes, and there you go. You got your plan. Now you got to head over to your web editor of choice and make this page come to life.